Hello there, children. I'm late. I'm late, everybody. I wasn't trying to be, but I just was. Let's get into it. 7:07. I'm not going to change. We're still going for an hour. We're just going for an hour until 8:07 today. So apologies for the delays. I was trying to, well, I can't really talk about what I was trying to do, but it didn't work. So that's life. That's life. We're getting into it. Hello, Hefty. Today we are going to hit 1,900 resets for Mr. Arky. For Arky Bobarky, Banana Fana Fofarky, Me My Momarky. Arky. And I'm there for it. What's up, Sax? Good to see you, buddy. Welcome to Mornings with Arceus. Classic show. It's a classic show. Show for all ages and all levels of I don't know. I don't know what I'm going for here, folks. I don't know. Oh, baby. Let's add one to the yawn counter. 1,881 checks. Sax, it almost feels weird to not have you be a moderator. Like, I feel like no matter where I go, I just associate you with being a mod on that channel. It actually almost feels like it should be illegal for you not to be. What's up, Devious? Good morning, bud. Hello, Crows. Crows, how is everything going for the life of becoming a nurse? What is that looking like? How's the nurse life? Hashtag nurse life. Hashtag nurse life. Does anybody play Call of Duty? Has anyone played Modern Warfare 2 to let me know whether or not it's worth the money? Again, I don't know if anybody plays Call of Duty, but if you do, I'm debating. Hello there, children. Ooh, a light goal, early light goal, easy light goal, 14, Devious. You're shooting low today. Not just kidding, 14's good. 19 was a struggle yesterday, 19 took a little bit. No COD on the sax front, okay, well, y'all are of no help to me. Just kidding. I mean, you're not. In other ways, but not around this. And that's okay, not everybody can be helpful with everything. We'll still run trivia at the same time today, because there is a chance that we can break a 4-way tie for second place. Oh, man. That's 2. 2 to the yawn counter. Devious, I too just woke up. Not just. I woke up at 6:45. Laid in bed till 6:48. Got out of bed at 6:48. Brushed my teeth. Washed my face a little bit. Put on a sweater. Tried to use Jib Jab to put Chem Nation's face in a celebration video and did not make it very far. Because apparently I have to pay for Jib Jab now. I miss the days when Jib Jab was not paid. Was late to stream. Started streaming 4 minutes ago and now have done 5 Arceus checks. That's pretty much how my morning's gone, in that order. helped one buddy complete the Gen 8 decks. I helped another one complete the Isle of Armor decks. I'm torn, y'all. I'm torn because right now I just realized that you cannot get the Ultra Beasts in the Dynamax Adventures unless you've beaten the Crown Tundra. But in order to beat the Crown Tundra, you have to catch all of the Regis. And by catching all of the Regis, you lose out on the chance of shiny hunting them. Now, since the Regis are 1 in 4096 in that game, I don't know if I would ever do them anyway. But they're a great excuse to continue the Mornings with Arceus trend when Arceus goes away, is to grab another 4096. So, I don't know what to do. If I have passed, the only thing I have every Regi in my decks already. If I have that, will it allow me to bypass catching them? Or do I still have to catch them? Cheeto! Cheeto be meepin'. What's up, Cheeto? Happy Friday, bud. Join randoms. I mean, I guess that's true. Like, if there's a specific Ultra Beast I want to go for, I guess I could just have the path saved. That's not a big deal. I'm sure it's not going to be hard for someone to have one that I could just snag. I mean, my buddy Dan has the game beaten, so yeah. I've already beaten the Crown Tundra once, which is why I don't really feel like going through it again, but the only way that I would is if having the legendaries, the Regis already in my decks allowed me to bypass it, but I don't think that's going to be the case. I think Razzie has a Pheromosa path saved. He could, I don't know. I can certainly reach out and just ask him, but I don't know any better whether or not he does. I had a Guzzlord path saved. It only took me 10 to unsave it. Big old Cheeto boy. Yesterday, so my brother-in-law needed a Surfetched to finish the decks, and I was like, I don't has one, so I'm gonna try and go get you a 5-star Surfetched den. And oh my god, how annoying is getting a 5-star Surfetched den? Like 1% chance, and it has to be a 5%, so it's not even 1% of the den, it's 1% of the 5, which is 1% of 3 of, you know, 1/3 of a, it's insane. It's insane. And so I'm like, dude, I think the crit method's going to be faster. Why don't we just both try and go for 3 crits, and then whoever gets it, that'll be the person that trades it, or you just keep it. And crit method's way easier. You can get a crit, you can get the crit thing done in like 1 encounter. You just have to know what to go up against. And going up against another Farfetch'd is the way to go. That's my story, Money Glory. I went out to eat at this really delicious place last night. And they have Detroit-style pizza, which if you've never had Detroit-style pizza, it's quite good. But they did bruschetta with Detroit-style pizza crust. And so it was like the pizza crust, and then obviously like the fresh grated parm, the tomato, the balsamic, the basil. It was really, really good. And it was like garlic crust. So super enjoyable. I had these fries that were out of this world, and then a porchetta burger. So it was like almost like a smash burger that had like porchetta on it and arugula and pickled red onions, like a tomato jam. There was some sort of sauce on it that I don't really know what it was, but it was good. Yeah, it was awesome food. Awesome food. Y'all, we are just 10 minutes away from 1,900 encounters. Today we should get up to 1,940, which means that next Mornings with Arceus, so on Monday, we will hit 2,000 encounters, which puts us just another day away from being at 50% to odds, which should be roughly 33% of hunts at that time would have seen Arceus. So we would be in the bottom 66.666% as of next Tuesday. So that's kind of interesting. And next Tuesday will be 31 days. It'll be one full month's worth of Mornings with Arceus, which means that we'll be at odds within 2 months. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy how much time this is going to take only doing an hour a day. Well, I got a shiny Pokemon that I finally got in Legends Arceus. Which one was that? Hopefully it was like a Distortion shiny. Distortion shinies I'll celebrate. Eevee, nice. Female? Yeah, gotcha. What's up, Kings? Good morning, bud. Happy Friday. Happy day before November 5th. Everybody knows that tomorrow you are obligated. It is your civic duty to watch V for Vendetta and have a social commentary on the government. So make sure if you've not gotten your V for Vendetta ready, that you get your V for Vendetta ready, because tomorrow it must be watched. Or, if you want, you can start watching it tonight at like 10:30, 10:28, something like that. And then as soon as the ending happens, it will strike midnight, right like it does in the film. So it's entirely up to you how you want to celebrate your Guy Fawkes Day. Good morning, have a good Friday. Couldn't get here fast enough. That's okay, Theodore. We're going to make like Jesus and have a good Friday. So thank you so much for being in here. Enjoy your day. And if we don't talk, have a great weekend. I'm going to read it instead. Acceptable. Absolutely acceptable. Tomorrow's Calm Day Classic. Tomorrow is also Fawkes Day. This guy, Fawkes. Technically, I didn't do anything that YouTube would be mad about, because I just said this guy Fawkes, which is a true thing. Tomorrow is Guy Fawkes Day. And this Guy Fawkes. That's it. Love me some Guy Fawkes. Is tomorrow Dratini? Is that tomorrow? Thanks, Kings. I honestly probably have, but I felt like I just made it up on the spot, so we're just going to claim that I did. Tomorrow is Dratini. Remember when I struggled for 17 hours to catch a Dratini in Let's Go, and then now tomorrow I can go catch like 50 of them in 10 minutes? These are the things. I was telling Matt Prokopek yesterday while he was doing a Prokopek method stream. So my brother-in-law, we got him the shiny charm yesterday. He grinded through Sword and Shield, got it done. And he started Masuda hunting for a Squirtle. And I was like, okay, so what you're going to want to do is take this 6 IV Ditto, and then you'll want to breed it with like the highest possible IV Squirtle that you have. And he's like, okay, well, I have a Squirtle, it just does not have any IVs. And I was like, okay, well, let's use it. And then I was like, hatch like 30 eggs and see if you get like a 4 IV, because even if you have 4, it's going to increase it. Like a 4 is going to give you the odds of getting a 5, and then 5 will increase your odds of getting a 6, that sort of thing. So he's like, okay. So he starts hatching with that. And within the first 30 eggs, he hatches a 6 IV Squirtle, using a 6 IV Ditto and a 0 IV Squirtle, which I calculated it through the online calculator. That is a 1 in 1,024 chance of doing that. And I was like, dude, technically, that Squirtle is rarer than a shiny. Like, what you got is just like more rare than getting a Masuda Method shiny. And then to take it a step further, I was like, listen, competitive only matters if you really like natures only matter if you're competitive. Like, they're fun to have and they do certain things, but it really only matters if you're a competitive player. And I'm like, but with Squirtle, you're looking for the relaxed nature. And he got it. So it was a 6 IV lax nature, which I know it's a 1 in 25 chance. So your odds of that, let's just say like you were specifically saying, I'm going to breed this no IV, no nature or no Everstone Pokemon, and I'm specifically looking for a 6 IV relaxed nature. Couldn't think of what I was trying to say. The odds are 1 in 25,600, which is pretty crazy, but he wasn't really doing that, so I just called it 1 in 1024, which is awesome. All right, let's see, who'd I miss? Caleb, good morning, dude. Let's see, Connor, how we doing, buddy? Good to see you. Shadow Wolfman's back in. Good, happy Friday morning. Chem Nation, hello. Hello. Cam, I spent the first part of this morning. Why the stream was a little late is because I know that you're going to be the trivia champ for this week. So I was trying to use JibJab to take a screenshot of one of your shiny reaction videos and then put your face onto a Celebrate Good Times by Kool and the Gang dance and then play that for everybody at the end. But turns out JibJab makes you sign up for a subscription now, and it's a 6-month or a year subscription. So you can't just like pay by month. So it was not it was just not in the cards. It's just not in the cards. We'll see if we can find an alternative so we can have celebration dances anytime somebody wins, but yeah. Food was so yummy. Seriously, it was just so good. Hello, Bella. Hello there, children. It's me, Stinkies. No Chem Jib Jab. No, I tried. It looked great, but we need a membership, which is just silly. It's just silly. However, I had a conversation yesterday on our drive to dinner. I was like, Mr. Shinies, I know that I talk about streamers and stuff a lot, and I really appreciate you listening to me talk about things that you probably not only have no interest in, but also, you know, just constantly hearing me talk about it. And she's like, no, it's okay. It's something that you care about. I'm happy for you. And I was like, okay, cool. I got to tell you a story. And she was like, oh my God, okay. And I was like, have you ever heard the song Betty Davis Eyes? And she was like, no, I've never heard Betty Davis Eyes. And I was like, okay, well then this is not going to be as funny. But I played her like a little clip of the song. And I was like, okay, so then in Chem Nation stream, he's going for a Pokemon that has like these, like it's shiny, its eyes become very yellow. I was like, and he was singing Betty Jaundice Eyes, and I was just losing it. And she did not find what I found so funny about that. But I just wanted everybody to know that if you want to find a way to break me as a person, just sing Betty Jaundice. It's so good. It's so good. Good morning, Busy. Good to see you. Devious is doing a Ralt egg hunt. 294 eggs and nothing has happened yet. That's brutal. Well, hopefully you get that done. Hopefully you see that Ralts. There's all the Ralts in the world that you could get, so hopefully you get one of them. Doing some homework this morning. Work was okay. Well, that's good. Get the homework done. Then you don't have to do much on the weekend, except you're a nursing student, so you probably have to do a lot on the weekend because that's just how it works. Galactic God is done with their exams. Congratulations, Galactic God. That's awesome. Mrs. Shinies, I need to tell you something. Have you ever heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? Not from a Jedi. There it is, 1900, 1,900 times I've reset this game. I'm just saying, Betty Jaundice Eyes is not just like funny, it's like elite tier funny for me. And I don't know why. I think just like the thought of someone writing this song and like, so this is the thing about me, is that I find situations very funny, and more than anything, I find hypothetical situations. I don't just find like, oh yeah, that thing happened and it was funny. I was like, what if this happened? And then I start laughing at that. So I just think to myself, okay, there's, you know, I forget who sings Betty Davis Eyes. There's a trivia question today. I forget who sings Betty Davis Eyes, but whoever it is that sings that, imagine going into the recording studio and being like, yeah, I've got this great new song. I think it's going to be really, really good. And you start singing it and it's super catchy. And then they get to, she's got Betty Jaundice Eyes. And then the recording studio is like, did they just say Betty Jaundice Eyes? And then after they're like, okay, listen, we loved it. Loved the song. Thought it was really catchy. Did you say Betty Jaundice Eyes? And then after, they have to try and explain what, I mean, it's just like the situation that, this is the thing. Whenever I find something funny, I'm like, could this be in a sketch comedy show? And would I laugh at it? And if the answer is yes, it's top tier funny for me. And just that whole scenario just cracks me up. What do you think about Guardians of the Galaxy 2? I think it was not as good as Guardians of the Galaxy 1. I don't like when a film is successful and then, not necessarily as a crutch, but the sequel leans into all the things that made the first film successful really aggressively. I think what made Guardians of the Galaxy 1 so good was that it was natural, right? It wasn't like this forced enjoyment. It was like you're just watching it and you're like, oh my god, this is a fun movie. And then they get into Guardians of the Galaxy 2, which is still exceptional, and I think that the soundtrack in 2 is as good or better than 1. But the characters and their shticks get leaned into a lot harder, which I'm not as big of a fan of. And then the story was weaker, but still very much enjoy both movies. Very much would put them in my top of the Marvel films. Yeah. For Marvel standards, Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is a horrible movie. Oh, my sweet summer child. You are just getting to the tip of the iceberg of horrible Marvel standard movies, if that's what you consider bad. It gets worse. It gets worse. You're getting to the point where all Marvel movies just start to feel the same. Brandon R24, thank you so much for coming on in. You are here early. Oh man, I meant to show you this yesterday. Well, I think, oh, never mind. You guys have seen the Batman robe. Brandon, I have a Batman robe, and I wear it sometimes when I'm feeling frisky. I have a robe day. Yeah, but I don't know. When it comes to Marvel movies, I just have a love-hate relationship. What's up, Matt? Matt, are we revisiting the Prokopek method today? Are we getting back on it? Gnarly Thor's lurking. First, there was Steve Urkel. And now there's Steve Lurkel. Cat's laying on me, so no homework right now. Don't do it. Don't do it. You never disturb the cat. That's a risky game. Yeah, I don't know. Love-hate relationship with Marvel movies. I think I like characters more than others, so that makes me like movies more than others. My current least favorite ones are Captain America, Ant-Man, Guardians of the Galaxy 2. See, I would agree with like Captain America. I enjoyed Ant-Man, and Guardians of the Galaxy 2 was not bad or worse than any other movie. It was just kind of like a meh, just middle of the road. Prokopek method for a bit, then Mario Kart for a bit to celebrate 100 subs. Well, don't let Kem play. Make sure Kem does not get allowed to play Mario Kart, because you will regret it. All right, y'all, I'm gonna mute my mic for a second and drop a bunch of links. Okay. The mic is unmuted. And I think all of the, I think all the things dropped. Chem, Bella, Prokopek. Batman, Hefty. That's it. That's everybody. That's all the people. Oh, and Rick Astley. Rick Astley's also command if we ever need to drop him. Lots of people are good. We just got a bunch of good people in the chat. Just the goods. Hefty, do I have to ask to send you comic stuff? Because I bet I can find some comic stuff that you're going to say, can you ask me next time before you send me comic stuff? That's going to be my goal. Hefty has open DMs for anybody sending in comic stuff except for me, in which case he says, Nick, please confirm with me before you send me this stuff. It'll be comical. I love mangoes. Did you know that in certain parts of Ohio, they refer to green peppers as mangoes? Like there was this old recipe that we found on the Reddits, and it was for chili, and it was like toss in two diced mangoes, and everyone was like, that sounds disgusting. Like that doesn't sound good. And then someone was like, was this recipe written by someone in Ohio? And they were like, actually, yeah, it was. And they're like, yeah, we call green peppers mangoes out here. And I was like, what is that? So I guess people in Ohio call green peppers, actually all bell peppers, I think they call them mangoes. I don't think it's just green. Need to rebrand to Stinkies? Yeah, that'll, maybe morning. Maybe I'll rebrand to Stinkies. You just call me Stinkies of the morning. Just call me Stinkies of the morning, baby. Poor Ohio becoming a meme? No kidding. No kidding. I actually don't mind Ohio. I'd rather go to Ohio than Indiana. Wow, Indiana. Indiana is a dump. And I apologize. This goes out to the viewers of Indiana. You need to reconsider. I've been to Gary, and Gary is scary. It's horrifying. You should not live there. And learn how to drive, people of Indiana. And I think it's just because I'm from Illinois, so it's just a natural rivalry. But God, you Indianians, you're nasty. Indianapolis is okay though, and so is Pawnee. You are the stinky queen. You guys and your stinkies. Fernando, I had some food last night, dude. I gotta send some pictures of it if I remember to take pictures of it. But I was telling everybody it was a Detroit style pizza crust bruschetta. It was very good. Very, very good. So it was like garlic pizza dough and then all the fixins for a good bruschetta, and it was so good. I loved it. Hey everybody, going to school. That's good, Dragonite. School is good. Stay in drugs, don't do school, and keep on coming back in the morning when you can. Appreciate you a lot. I hope you're doing Pirate Hunter. Just hunting pirates. What is a pirate hunter? Is that like a naval officer of the British Navy? Of the Queen's Royal Navy? I never remember to take pictures either. Detroit style bruschetta. Yeah, man, it was like real good. Like the crust was like that thick, and they did like the toppings over top. So you had like I actually think they had like crumbled feta on it too, which is kind of strange, but it was good. Oh no, Fernando, do you have something wrong? Are you a broken human? We need to get back to that old Instagram mindset we were sharing food pics. I agree. Like, we need to take the Jin Yang approach and make an app that says whether or not something is a hot dog. Hot dog? not hot dog. But there really should be a like an Instagram exclusively for food. That's the third yawn. Third yawn. People are not going to school today either in lots of parts of Ontario because the teachers are striking. So lots of non-school days for people in Ontario today. Is a taco a hot dog? No. No. Because the hot dog is a specific thing. Like a hot dog is a frankfurter, which is a contained sausage link. So I would say no. I would say that you could make an argument, but both of them are open-faced sandwiches. That would take quite the argument. Slightly broken right now. Got hit by a drunk driver on Halloween. Oh no. Like, were you in your car or were you walking? That's terrible. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. I mean, it sucks that you're broken. I'm assuming that the drunk driver survived. That's terrible. I just watched the first episode of Black Mirror season. Okay, actually, that felt really weird. That felt really weird saying, oh man, that's terrible, and then just jumping to another comment. But Fernando, I seriously, like, that's horrifying, and I really hope that you are okay, not just physically, but also mentally. That always shakes people up. Like, anytime you get in an accident, even getting rear-ended kind of like throws you off mentally. And grow up, Hefty. But yeah, man, I really, that's terrible. If there's anything that I can do from afar, please let me know. But chances are there's not. So it's kind of an empty offer. Watch that first episode of Black Mirror Series 3 with all the up rank and down rank. Eerily possible. Is that Bryce Dallas Howard that was in that? I don't know why I keep always picturing her as the person that was in that. But yeah, that was strange. And basically with things like Uber and Tinder and those things, we're very close. Oh, no, Hefty, I was just in advance preparing after I said that sometimes it's mentally upsetting when you get rear-ended. I was just like preparing in advance to tell you to grow up, because I'm sure that there are like 5 people in this chat who would look at that and go, and I just picked you. So it was really just me picking on a friend. That's what that boils down to. People are idiots sometimes. No, people are idiots most times. Most times. We were talking about this yesterday. We were talking about the good aspects of the pandemic, because there certainly were some good aspects of the pandemic, and anyone who says that there were not is lying. But think about it this way, okay? This is what I said yesterday. If there was no fear, if there was no uncertainty, and if it was not deadly, just highly contagious but not deadly, would you not be okay with having a definitive period of lockdown once every 5 years? Like, once every 5 years, there's a pandemic. Again, it meets all these qualifications. It's something we know about. It's something we're not afraid of. And it's something that cannot kill you. But the government wants to stop the spread. So they say, hey, we're locking down for a month. Are you trying to tell me that you wouldn't enjoy that once every 5 years? Because I certainly would. Just like a societal break. Oh my God. It's top tier. It's a top tier idea. And I think that we should just think about doing it as a society. Hey, it's lockdown month. We're locking down for December. Stay in. Enjoy it. Enjoy being in the house. Caleb, just remember. MDAS. I think it's something else in Canada. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. But like, imagine, the government says, hey, if you can work from home, you get to. If the government says, hey, you can't work from home because you have an essential service job, you don't. Imagine the government saying, here's some money for staying indoors. I mean, I just think about, like, there were some good aspects to the pandemic, and one of those, in my mind, good aspects was the just kind of like getting to discover who you are. Like, that's what I really enjoyed. Not necessarily like who I am, but who I am when I'm by myself. Like, that's kind of cool. Like, I learned that I really enjoy. I actually kind of rediscovered my love for video games over the pandemic, which was really cool. Also, Red Wolves, hello. It's sorry for the delay here. I just got kind of taken on a mental journey, but good to see you, buddy. Thanks so much for being here. Like Goal Reach, let's crush it. Discover myself so much during the lockdown. That's it. Like, I had time to actually like sit there and think about, okay, who am I? Why am I this way? How can I improve this? What doesn't need to be improved? How can I make bread? Let's make some food. Let's go see the family. Like, it was just great. It was just again, I'm not disparaging or discrediting the fact that it was horrendous for a lot of people and that a lot of loved ones were lost and that COVID was nasty for a lot of people. Like, I'm not discrediting that at all, but I would be denying if there wasn't like good parts of it that I enjoyed, because there certainly was. But I'm happy it's over. Like I said, a definitive period of time. What I could not stand, and I'm sure all of you couldn't stand it either, is like, we're locked down for 2 weeks, we're locked down for a month, we're locked down for 2 weeks, it was like, okay, well, why don't you just say like, hey, we're doing a really strict lockdown for 3 weeks and then we'll see what happens. Like, I don't know, but enough about COVID. Let's talk about Caleb. 100% relatable. Chem is right. Math takes multiple attempts to understand. Go slow with it and you will get it. Yeah, it's math is just one of those things that I think you'll come into it the older that you get. Things do start to make more sense when you use them practically. But here's the thing. I'm going to tell you one thing here, Caleb. This is advice coming from Papa Stinkies in the morning. P.S. ITM. Papa Stinkies in the morning. Someday you're going to feel real sassy. And you're going to ask your teacher, when are we ever going to use this? And they're going to struggle to come up with an answer. Because the reality is, you're probably not. However, there are going to come certain situations where you will need it and you're going to be happy that you have it. So don't ever ask your teacher, when are we going to use this in the real world? It's not their job. It's not their job to tell you when you're going to be doing something in the real world. Their job is to prepare you in the event that you are. So just telling you that right now. One of the worst things that you can do is ask a teacher, when are we going to use this? That's just such an ignorant question, because you might not, but there might be someone else in that class who wants to become an actual astrophysicist and they're going to use it all the time. So just because one is not does not mean that it should not be taught. So there you go. There's my message from Papa Stinkies. With the exception of sociology, because that's just not a real thing at all. So you can question all the time, when are we going to use this? Just kidding. Don't do that. Question history. That's fun. Be like, no, that didn't happen. And just see how crazy your teachers go. Today we're going to be talking about the War of 1812. Nah, that never actually happened. 1812 is a myth. I'm an 1812 denier. They could be like, what? And you can be like, yeah, I don't believe that the year 1812 happened. Kirk is the kind of person to pop a stinky. He certainly is. Kirk is probably the most comfortable stinky popper that we know. Thanks everybody for always like tuning in the morning and listening to my random tirades on things that annoyed me throughout the course of my life. We're getting into 1920. Everybody knows. I'm going to tell you historical facts about every year that pops up. Oh, Louis C.K. I mean, people have their feelings on Louis C.K., but Louis C.K. has this joke that he told in one of his most recent specials where he and his daughters were in the car listening to the radio, and they were talking about 9/11 deniers, and his daughter thought that there were 9 people who denied the number 11, and it was very funny. Very funny. All right, 1920. This is the year that women got the right to vote in the United States of America. Women's suffrage. The movement happened, and it was ratified in 1920. There you go. There's a fact about 1920. I'll see if I can find more facts about years. Okay, Devious, what is your hot take? Let's hear it. Let's hear it. People who have ego and are cocky annoy me so much. Yeah, I think that's I don't think that's that hot of a take. What would a stinky popper even consist of? Probably like a jalapeno popper with like a really stinky cheese. Like a blue cheese jalapeno popper. People who have ego, yeah, that's not too hot. That's not necessarily a freezing cold take, but it's a lukewarm to room temperature take. All right, let's see. Everybody, in 1921, the Emergency Quota Act is passed by the United States Congress, which established national quotas on immigration. There you go. It's a fun fact. What do you guys think happened in 1922? Anybody want to take a guess on what happened 100 years ago? This is a good one. This is interesting. Anybody want to take a guess at what happened in 1922? This is basically like a history class for all of you. If you're not in school, you're back in it. You can call me Professor Stinkies or Professor Shinies. Professor? Alright, in the year 1922, ladies and gentlemen, the British Broadcasting Company was formed. The BBC was formed in 1922. So if anybody ever asks you, hey, what that BBC thing, when was that formed? You can say, oh, 1922. And they'll say, well, how'd you learn that? And you could say, Papa Stinkies told me. What's up, Dorian? Good to see you, buddy. Ooh, there's another link that needs to be dropped. I was about to say a link that needs to be dropped like a firstborn. And I was like, why? Why that? Why of all things? Why is that what I thought of? Like, you can drop so many other things. Dropped like a beat. Dropped like a kick. But I went with dropped like a firstborn. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have moved on to 1923, which is when the first home game was played at the original Yankee Stadium, home of the New York Yankees. And going into this check, we got one more. And then it's going to be almost our favorite time of day. Drop it like it's hot. That's exactly it. When the pigs try to get at you, you have to park it like it's hot. And I'm not going to say the rest of the song, but it's a great one, and I recommend everybody listens to it. All right, history facts are done. I'm tired of changing one number on my phone every day. But y'all, it is time for self-promotion 15 minutes. This is the best, well, second best 15 minutes of the day, because this is the day where we get to promote ourselves. What do you got going on? What are you doing? What kind of content we putting out? Are we streaming this weekend? Are we streaming today? Are you going to the mall? No, Billy, I'm not going to the mall. Are you releasing a video? Are you doing something exciting in your life that you want people to know about? This is the time to celebrate you. Happy self-promotion 15 minutes. What do we got going on? Somebody's got to be doing something. I know there's people in here who are streaming. Picking up the Scarlet and Violet Switch OLED today. That is a very exciting moment in the life of Chem Nation. That'll be very cool. I hope to see some. You should do an unboxing review, but like do an unboxing review that's really bad. Like, take like, oh, Chem, I'm not going to tell you how to live your life, but how funny would it be to do an unboxing where you just absolutely devastate the box? Like, you take a box cutter, you run over the front and you open it up that way instead of like actually, oh man, I think people would lose it. They'd be like, why are you doing it that way? I am bringing the trash can back from the front curb. Well, that's good. You put it out there last night, so I'm happy that you're putting it back today. That's a good thing to do. Don't just leave it out there and have your neighbors wondering. I'm stealing a Chem's Switch. Sax Killer, you get that. You go ahead and you steal it. I may make a YouTube shirt. I had this idea to go on to Teespring and make YouTube shorts, which were just literally shorts that had the YouTube logo all over it. And then I could just make a joke about I could make a YouTube short about my YouTube shorts. But I haven't done it yet, but I'm thinking about it. And if anyone steals that, I will come to your house and I will snuggle with you in bed while you're sleeping. And so it's not violent, it's just uncomfortable. No box damaging. I agree with Bella though. Like, if you did that, I would say so many people would watch it and be like, I am so upset with the way that you open this right now. Or like, Chem, do a like a box opening video, but have the camera flipped, and at the end be like, oh shoot, I didn't realize that I had the camera on me this whole time. And that would be phenomenal. Like, absolutely hilarious. There are just so many ways that you could make an unboxing video just be classic. I love it. I love the thoughts I'm having. Struggle picking off the tape. Oh, struggle picking off. For a second, Brandon, when I was reading that, I was like, your weekend plans are to struggle picking tape off of Chem. I was like, why is Chem taped up? What are you doing? Is he in your basement? But then I read it again and now it makes sense. Dynasty Hunt, over 2K encounters. Dang. That's not too bad. 2K is not too bad. You'll get there. Keep it going. I'll leave that one up to you. I don't have anything to unbox. I don't have any unboxings. I'm not getting a new Switch. I've always thought about doing something like really dumb like that on a stream. Just like, I don't know, having like food on my face, like having barbecue sauce or something like over here and just like not acknowledging it. Just pretending that it's not there even though I intentionally put it there. Just silly dumb stuff, you know? That's what I like to do. Silly dumb stuff. Okay, so we are going a little bit later today. I'm going to take this another 12 minutes to 8:07 because I started a little late, but we are going to do trivia at the same time because it's not fair to delay trivia just because I was delayed. Piece of chicken stuck in your beard? Yeah, like a drumstick. Just hanging. I gotta grow my beard out a bit. I'm assuming you didn't mean a whole piece of chicken. I think you meant like a chunk of chicken, but yes. Or like tape my nose up. You know how people tape their nose up to look like a little piggy? I could do that. So everyone would be like, why do you have your nose taped? And I'll be like, what? What are you talking about? Hey, Shinies, there's barbecue sauce on your face. What? No, there isn't. I don't see it. What are you talking about? Or like, I'll just constantly retort and be like, no, there's barbecue sauce on your face. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for trivia with me. Morning with Arceus trivia. So as we all know, Chem Nation is this week's undisputed, uncontestable #1 winner. So congrats to Chem, but there are still 2 points available for someone to take. Now, could this be Chem Nation? Sure. And then he just solidifies his position even further. But if someone else gets it that has already scored points, we break the 5-way tie or the 4-way tie for second place, which is riveting. So here we go, y'all. We're going to jump into it. The checks are gone. The point leaders are up. And here's today's trivia question, which I need to switch out with yesterday's because I do this every day now. Oh. All right, here we go. The question is, what is the common name for the Earth together with all of its countries, people, and natural features? What is the common name for the Earth together with all of its countries, peoples, and natural features? Hefty gets it correct with world. Hefty is correct with world, moving into a substantial second place lead. Pangea. This we don't know about Pangea? That's a Lil Dicky reference in case anyone does not know who Lil Dicky is. Yeah, Bella, you deserve 5 points. You did say it 2 days ago. This is true. I was surprised that you didn't actually say world. So that brings our point totals to a close. We have, for today, we have Hefty taking second place. Oh God. We have Hefty taking second place with 4 points. We have Chem Nation taking first place with 8 points. We have Devious and Bella and Caleb tied for third with 2 points. So congratulations to all of you. Rock and roll. Great week. Chem, you're back in. You've made it. You're the 2-time leading champion. And in case anybody here is new to how the trivia works, as you can see, the previous answers were cold, cola, star, 100 years, and world. And so every week we have a specific trivia category. This week's trivia category was, in fact... Oh, it's not week 1, is it? It's like week 3. I gotta update that. Wow, what a loser. This week's category was wars. We have the Cold Wars, the Cola Wars, the Star Wars, the 100 Years Wars, and the World Wars. So congratulations to everybody who's just so freaking smart. Y'all are just so freaking smart. Let's get back at it. Goodbye. Go back to sleep. Good night, Fernando. Rest up, buddy, and I hope to see you in some other streams today. Goodbye. Yeah, Sax, why are you laughing? What's going on? Also, hi, Razzie. Shouts out to Dave. Dave's a good guy. Goodbye, Bella. Thank you so much for jumping on in, spending some time with us. Have a good weekend. See you maybe tomorrow. I might stream tomorrow. Haven't decided yet. Razzle Dazzle, what's going on, dude? Good to see you, buddy. Sax, I have a feeling that you're laughing at the fact that Bella said BBC sauce, because that had me laughing quite a bit. And if that's why you're laughing, we're in the same exact boat here, buddy. I was just trying to hold it in. But I have a feeling you and I have a similar sense of humor, and that you're laughing at the BBC sauce, because I too internally was struggling to not just burst out laughing at that. Trying to shiny hunt Chespin on Pokemon Y. Well, all I have to say is Pokemon, why not? Let's do it. Zax, now I need to know if I'm right, because if not, I just probably introduced a whole nother thing into the bag of worms. But is that a thing? Introduced something into the bag of worms. What is wrong with me? Just as a human, who says things like that? Who says... Yeah, I just got to introduce something into the bag of worms. Like, I'm dumb. I'm dumb. That's what that boils down to, is just being stupid. All right, Sax, good to hear, buddy. Good to hear. Really proud of our brains. Like, sometimes I consider myself to be a relatively intelligent human being. I do. I don't consider myself to be stupid. I don't consider myself to be, like, struggle to understand general concepts. But sometimes I say things, I don't even consider myself to, like, lack common sense or street smarts. I think I have a very healthy blend of the two of them to essentially make it through life as a successful adult without really having to worry too much about ever being like, well, what do I do next? Like, I have a pretty good action plan at life. But sometimes I say things and I'm like, dude, how have you made it this far? Like, how are you currently alive with the way that your brain functions? And saying, add something new to the bag of worms is just one of those moments where I'm like, what is wrong with you? Taking the kiddo to school now. Have a great morning. Busy, you have a fantastic morning. Hopefully we see you again sometime today, whether that's in another stream, whether that's in another life, whether that is in a dream. Let's see you again. Have a good day. Have a good weekend. And yeah, that's about it. That's about it. Oh shoot, we crushed our like goal. Let's unpin that. Let's unpin that. It's gone. It's gone. Oh, look at that. It's not even shiny. Would you believe that 1934... World War II was ended in World War I was ended in 34, right? Was it 34? No, it would have been earlier than that. I think World War II is just about to ramp up. Oh dear, I've made a slight error. 279. Oh god. Oh god, I don't know what just happened, but that hurt my entire face. 279, not 294 eggs, my bad. You know what? I think just this one time, just this once, I'll allow it. I'll make an exception. But it's not happening again, Devious, so get it together. One more mistake, you're out of here. You're gone. Kicking you out. Just kidding, none of that is true. Not a single thing. I encourage people to make mistakes. Nightbot, you're being annoying today. You go to sleep. All right, we have 4 more checks. 7, 8, 9, and 0. Yeah, 4. What happened there? What happened where? Something happened? When you hurt your whole face. Oh, I don't know. It was like I had to sneeze, but then I like couldn't breathe, and then I didn't have to sneeze, and then I had like that feeling like, you know when you jump into a pool and the water goes up your nose and you're like, oh, everything is burning and my face hurts? That's what happened. I'm a big Ludicolo guy. When the music hits from the Fro guy from Pokemon Coliseum. You know, Pokemon Coliseum and Pokemon XD are 2 games that I actually never played, and I feel like I should, because I feel like they're great games. I don't know if I've ever heard a single person say that they didn't like it. I must have had too much BBC sauce. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes it happens. I am late for work. And like, not really. I'm just starting slightly later than I normally do. What Pokemon will you choose for Scarlet and Violet? I will choose Quaxly, without question. Quaxly's dope. Quaxly's just a posh duck. Now, I will say, when I'm looking at the things in a 3D render on the game for the first time, I might change my mind. I might look at it and be like, man, this thing actually looks really dumb. So I don't know. But the intent is to Quax. Realistically, the intent is to make it as far as you can, and then unlock trading, and then trade all of them back and forth between my friends so that we have all 3 starters. Like, that would be the ideal thing. 14 days until these games are retired. I have a very strong feeling that Sword and Shield is the shiny hunting choice for the foreseeable future. You want to hear a hot take? This is a hot take. Unless the terraforms have different shinies that can be hunted in a unique method that actually require like effort, resets, something like that. Unless they have something that's not a legendary soft reset in Gen 9, Sword and Shield is going to be within 6 months, the shiny hunting preference. It's my theory. It's my theory because having shinies everywhere like they did in Arceus, it's going to be the same exact thing. Now, unless I could be wrong. Maybe overworld shinies have a different mechanic in this game. Maybe they ratified and changed some things, but rectified, not ratified, rectified and changed some things. But I have a feeling, my gut tells me that in the event it is just truly overworld shinies, people will go back to Sword and Shield. In not that long. All right, y'all, last check of the day. You know the rules. If this one is not shiny, we never play this game again. I actually donate it. I've actually said people will go back in January or February. That's pretty close. That's like not hardly any time at all. That would kill Nintendo Game Freak if they lost a lot of their like free marketing, free publicity. Let's go one more. 1941 was a cool year. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it all plays out. I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic that they didn't just crap out the same mechanic in Arceus as, or in Scarlet and Violet, but, you know, I'm ready to be upset again. But either way, thank you guys so much for spending some time with me on this beautiful Friday morning. I hope that you all get whatever you're hunting for, get a good day, get a good Friday in, have a great weekend. I'm going to a football game on Sunday, so I'm pretty pumped about that. If anybody else is going to the Packers-Lions game, please let me know and we can say hello to one another in the real life. But other than that, this is Check 1941. Appreciate all of you spending some time with me on Mornings with Arceus. I'm going to go to work now, but yeah. Maybe I'll stream tomorrow. Haven't decided yet. Still got a Frillish hunt that I got to finish up, so maybe we'll get on the Frillish grind. But, you know, until next time, y'all, it's been amazing. So, appreciate you spending time with me and helping me get out of bed early instead of just lazy laying for another hour and 20 minutes and actually getting good sleep every day. But you know what? Who's complaining? Certainly not me. Saw Pitch Perfect 2. Love the Green Bay Packers scene. Yeah, none of those players are there anymore, which really breaks my heart. But you know what? You've all been wonderful, as you always are, and I've been shinies, as I always am. Love you, bye! Goodbye! Bye.